I made $3,000 last month selling digital products. And the funny thing is that most people don't even think of what I sell as being a digital product. When most people think of digital products, they think of templates and workbooks, journals, and printable items that can be bought and sold on places like Etsy. But that market peaked back in 2023. And if you're just now trying to get into that space, you're going to have a tough time because it's saturated. And AI generated templates sell for just a few dollars a piece. The new digital product economy is about interpretation and implementation rather than information. People are on overload. Anyone can go to ChatGPT or Claude and get all the information in the world. What they don't get from ChatGPT is how to interpret that information and then implement it in their own individual circumstances. And that's where you come in. Let me show you some real life examples from my own digital product business to make it easier to understand. This is my Substack graphics and branding kit. In the 2023 economy, I would have been able to just sell these Canva templates for a graphics pack and had great success. But in 2025, I need to step that up. My client can go anywhere to create these graphics. They can just pop over to ChatGPT and ask for the graphics to be created. But what ChatGPT can't do is implement those graphics into their Substack publication for them. And that's where my digital product comes in. I don't just deliver the template. I deliver how to put those graphics into their Substack publication once they've created them using the Canva template. This is my triple stack niche report bundle. It is by far my best-selling digital product. And it's not a template. I take your niche ideas, do research, collect data, and then I interpret that data to make recommendations on the most profitable and monetizable route to go with your idea. Now, could someone do this for themselves for free? Could they do it for less money than they're paying me? Absolutely. But they're not paying me for the data. They're paying me for the interpretation and integration of the data. Before you say, wait a minute, that's not a real digital product. You're doing work. Yes, I am. And we're going to talk about this in a future workshop, how I combine personalized service with my digital products to scale my coaching business in a way that I wouldn't be able to with just one-on-one work. And I can provide a level of personal service to people that a digital product on its own can never do. You remember the video where I built a $249 tool using Canva in just 10 minutes? People will pay a premium price for tools rather than templates. And here's what I mean by that. The bulk price calculator is a tool. It allows someone to go in and quickly see whether or not something is a price save. If you want to build and sell profitable digital products in 2026, there are 3 shifts that you need to make. Shift number 1, your mindset needs to go from template maker to tool builder. Stop selling empty containers and build things that actually calculate, analyze, recommend, or help make decisions. Even if it's very simple, a tool does the work for them. In 2026, your buyer is expecting not just the information, but the tools to implement that information. Which leads us to shift number 2. You need to move from an information provider to an interpretive guide. Everyone has access to the same information now. AI has democratized the information superhighway in a way that prevents a lot of gatekeeping. What people will pay for now is someone who can look at their specific situation and say, here's what this means for you. And that is where your lived experience makes all the difference in the world and becomes your most valuable asset. Shift number 3 is away from one size fits all to personalized and customizable digital products. This is what I think the secret sauce is of why my digital product sales have taken over the #1 spot for my source of income. All of my highest selling digital products have a personalized element to them. And this is where it gets really interesting. When I was able to really automate my process of creating the reports, I had time to tap into something I thought I'd never be able to do with a business-oriented product. Once I built the AI tools to provide me with the reports, it freed up my time and my mental space to be able to use my intuition. Now what I do is I am able to sit down with those reports for each client. After I analyze all the data, the keywords, the competition, the untapped content gap opportunities, I sit with it. Not the numbers, the energy, the regional advantages, their local opportunity, the unique positioning that the universe reveals to me as I'm going through all of the information. All of the things that don't show up in an AI report, the things that connect us as humans. And I was able to add this to the product, a dear, lovely client letter that allows me to share what Spirit shared with me during the process. And my clients, they tell me that this letter is the most valuable part to them. One client told me that she saw herself clearly for the first time ever through my words. That's not a template. That's transformation. And that's what you can offer to your buyers in a digital product. The potential is all there. The tools are at your fingertips. We're moving from a template-driven economy to a transformation economy, where we can build our way to a better life, not just business hacks. People don't want or need more information. They're drowning in it. What they want and need is to be seen and felt and understood. And that is what you can deliver in digital products. Anything that can be delivered to someone electronically. Videos, audio, web apps, calculators. If you're over 40 or over 50, even over 60, your lived experience is the product. Think about it. You've had so many jobs. You've lived through so many transitions. You've had to adopt different tech everywhere you've worked. You've built things from scratch more times than you can count. You have decades of pattern recognition that AI's information regurgitation can't touch. And here are some real life examples of what I mean in different niches, of how you could apply what I'm talking about. Let's say you're a life coach. Instead of selling a journal template, create an interactive decision-making tool that asks questions and generates a personalized action plan. You could build this easily using Canva AI and Canva code. And if you're a writing coach, instead of a plot template, then build a web app that performs manuscript audit. If you're into wellness and health, instead of a food journal, build a symptom tracking app where your client can put in what they've eaten along with their symptoms and get a report generated at the end. So do you see the pattern here? You're creating a tool that provides interpretation or some type of personalization to the buyer. But here's the straight talk. These products definitely take longer to create than slapping together a Canva template. It took me weeks of AI development to even build the tools that I use for my triple stack reports. But now that I've perfected my process, I spend 30 minutes collecting the data and 90 minutes analyzing it, interpreting it, and providing an intuitive response to my clients' needs, rather than the other way around when I was spending 90 minutes collecting the data and only got 30 minutes to compile it. And before you say, whoa, you're spending 2 hours on each one of these things, that's not like digital product territory. Well, no, it's not. It's a hybrid. But I also sell these for over $200 each, not $10 on Etsy. I'd rather make 10 sales at $200 than have to chase 100 sales at $20 a piece. The math certainly works better, and your impact is much deeper. If you're in the digital product space and you're not having success, or you want to enter it in 2026, here's my best advice. Stop competing in the template and low-cost market and move to high-value digital product tools that actually solve problems for your ideal reader, viewer, or client. Build something that requires your experience and, most of all, your interpretation, because that's what people want to pay you for. That is what AI can't replace. And if you want to keep learning about digital products and turning your lived experience into income, make sure to like and subscribe, and head over to Substack and join our creator community. I have got a ton of workshops planned for the upcoming months, and I'm so excited to share the new ways to monetize our lived experience. I'm Solo Shannon, and we'll talk again soon. Bye, y'all.